What's up, y'all? DC Wrestling back up with another video. I've been dropping some heat on y'all. I've been dropping 2 videos these past 2 days. This past Wednesday, I dropped my Hell in a Cell prediction. So if you want to check that out, go do that. And then yesterday, I dropped my thoughts on the MJF and Chris Jericho segment. Check that out as well. And if this is your first time on the channel, let's subscribe, man. Subscribe, show some love, to the guy. And yeah. So I decided to make another video today. I was chilling around today, after online school, thinking about what's the next video I should make. And I was like, you know what? How about I do my top 5 John Cena matches? You know what I'm saying? Now, John Cena, man, is considered one of the greatest, wrestlers of all time. As a matter of fact, he's actually in my Mount Rushmore of wrestling, and he's one of my favorite WWE superstars. He came into the business in 2002, fought Kurt Angle in his debut, and Cena had the doctor of Thugonomics, and then he came up, and then he beat JBL to win the WWE title, and then he ends up having a reign of terror, and then Superman, Cena comes out, and we all know how that happened with the Nexus and everything. But despite all that, Cena over his career, bearing the talent, you got to give Cena the credit where it's due. This guy, in my personal opinion, is probably the last true guy that was like the guy, you know what I mean? Like the face of the company. You know what I mean? Like, and I think even Triple H said himself, like, there will never be no one like John Cena. I'm digging this Roman Reigns heel, but I just don't think there will never be another John Cena. You know what I mean? Because WWE has had this problem over the years of being able to create new stars. And I don't know why they haven't been able to create new stars. Like, why revolve the company around one instead of revolving it around more? That way you don't have to worry about, if my top star gets injured, I could just go to my next one. You know what I mean? So it don't make no sense, man. Why the WWE just can't create a new star? Because they got some of the best talent in the world and just so many incredible athletes, and you can't make them stars. I just don't get it. But it is what it is, man. We ain't here to shit on WWE today. We're here to talk about the greatness of John Cena. And, I know a lot of people, they've gave their, this is my number 1 John Cena matches. I'm not doing that. All 5 of these matches are must-see. And they're on the WWE Network. You can go watch them anytime, any place, anywhere. And these are my 5 John Cena matches. Well, my top 5 John Cena matches. They're not ranked. So before anyone says, this match should be number 1, or this match should be number 2, this match should be higher, this match should be lower, fuck all that. I'm just going to name you 5 of these matches and just, yeah. So, the number 1, we got John Cena versus Edge at Unforgiven 2006 main event for the WWE title in a TLC match. And this was obviously in Edge's hometown. And, Edge, defeated Cena, at SummerSlam and everything. Well, he won the title in a triple threat match on Raw against RVD and John Cena, I believe it was. And, yeah, Edge was like, yeah, man, like, I want Cena off my show. I want Cena off Raw. And Cena was like, hey, I can go to SmackDown. Like, I got a 3-year long deal or some shit with Teddy Long. But I want one more match for the WWE Championship. And if you win, I go to SmackDown. That's basically what Cena was saying. But Edge was like, well, then I named the time and place, and I named the stipulation. And obviously, this was a match that Cena's never been in. Edge was like, this is a match I never lost. And, they had their match at TLC. And one of my favorite spots, not just TLC, well, really not just the match, but TLC, is when, at the end, John Cena AA's Edge, and Edge goes through the double tables. This match, like I said, man, amazing. I think this is one of my favorite matches out of their entire feud. They just went at it. They just went to war. They literally went at it in this TLC match, man. You gotta watch. If you haven't watched this match, I highly recommend you do so. Well, I highly recommend you watch all these matches. Number 2. Now, this is an instant classic right here. This match right here actually gave John Cena his first ever 5-star match, and I think you already know where I'm heading at. July 17th, 2011, in Chicago, Illinois, CM Punk versus John Cena for the WWE Championship match. And we already know the story. The biggest thing heading into this match was CM Punk saying that this was his last night and that Punk was leaving the company, taking the WWE Championship with him. And John Cena, if he didn't win, which he didn't, was basically going to be fired. Vince was telling him, if Punk walks out with that title, you're fired, basically. Even though he didn't get fired. Now, this build-up, this storyline was just absolutely amazing. It was just so damn good. Like the build-up, like the go-home show, like with the contract and everything, and Punk and Cena and Punk, telling John that, you become what you hate, you become the New York Yankees, and, John just punching Punk, and, Punk's, telling the crowd that I'm winning, I'm winning on Sunday, say goodbye to the WWE Championship and say goodbye to CM Punk and say goodbye to John Cena. So that feud, another great feud for John Cena, man. Well, just amazing. Now, this may seem like a nitpick, but my problem was like, after Money in the Bank, Punk walks out for 2 weeks. He shows up at Comic-Con. I think he showed up at an indie event, and then he shows up on Raw, and then he and Cena have another great match at SummerSlam, but then the story just goes down and down and down. So, yeah, it didn't make no sense. It was like they didn't really follow the story, you know what I mean? Like, Punk should have went to other companies. He should have went to Ring of Honor. He should have went to New Japan. Would have been cool. Would have been really cool to see Punk in other companies not only with the WWE title, but defending the WWE title. Now, that would have been cool as hell. But yeah, man, a really great match, man, from start to finish. And what I love about this match overall, dude, was the crowd. Like, if you watch this match, this crowd was just erupted from Punk's entrance, from start of the match to the finish of the match. The whole arena was just, so you got to give the crowd, a point there, man, because they were loud as hell that night in a good way. Now, this next match John Cena had was against arguably, really considered one of the best wrestlers in this current age. The phenomenal one, AJ Styles. And dude, this match was just this match was a match of the year candidate. And you know what? I'm gonna argue and say this, and you guys can be in the comment section and be like, "Oh no, their matchup at Royal Rumble was better." I think that their match at SummerSlam was better than the match they had at the Royal Rumble. Now, I'm not saying the Royal Rumble was bad, but what I'm saying is I'm saying that their match at SummerSlam was just way better. And AJ winning it, was cool, and helping building AJ up. So yeah, man, great match, man. Match of the year candidate. Must see. Like I said before, all these matches are must see. Now, this match, I think we can all agree, this match that he had against Shawn on Raw, April 23rd, 2007 in London, was way better than the match they had at WrestleMania. Again, their match at WrestleMania was good, But this match was better, in my opinion. And I think, like I said, I think we can all agree this match was better. Because for damn near 16 minutes, dude, for a damn near hour, these two are just going at it in the city of London. And, you know, we all know how when they be going to these London shows, how, you know, the United Kingdom and then they just be erupting and their crowd just be erupting. I'm still surprised that WWE hasn't done a WrestleMania in the UK. They've done a SummerSlam in the UK, but they haven't done a WrestleMania in the UK. That would really be nice. And, you know, and speaking of the UK, AEW was supposed to do a pay-per-view in the UK. As a matter of fact, I believe it was either Fyter Fest or Fight for the Fallen. One of those two pay-per-views were going to be held in the UK, but we all know what happened with the COVID-19 pandemic. But yeah, man, this match with Shawn, man, was just amazing. And, you know, like I said, man, this was around the time where Cena was getting hated a lot. You know, even back in 2006, man, like Cena was hated a lot back then. You know, I mean, he's still hated a little bit now, but I mean, the hate was just a lot. You know, when back in the day, man, like if you go back and watch his match with RVD, which is another good match, dude, the crowd was just anti-Cena. I mean, I'm still surprised Cena was able to get out the Hammerstein Ball that night alive. It's just crazy, man. But anyways, the fifth and final match out of my favorite John Cena matches, the once in a lifetime, well, twice in a lifetime, The Rock versus John Cena. This match was great. It was amazing. And this is why, to this day, I believe WrestleMania 28 is one of the highest grossing, I believe it's the highest grossing WrestleMania of all time, I believe it is. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. But, I mean, yeah. Now, the problem with this was that they're like, instead of having a once-in-a-lifetime, instead of this match is never going to happen again, a one-and-done match, here we go, but no. WrestleMania 29, what happens? The Rock versus Cena, twice in a lifetime, WWE title, Cena's redemption. But to be honest with you, the match was nothing more than them hitting their finishers left and right, right and left, and them kicking out like it's normal moves, which I hate about finishers. You know how finishers are being, like degraded nowadays. Like you can't really hit your finisher without the opponent kicking out. Like back in the day, Stone Cold had to hit maybe one or two stunners on the Undertaker, and the Undertaker was out cold. But nowadays, it has to take Kenny Omega three. It has to take Kenny Omega 3 one-wing angels, well, really one, to take out his opponent. So, yeah, man. So, there's really nothing else I could say. Those are my, sorry, the commotion in the background, freaking family interrupting my videos. But, but despite that, that's besides the point. The point is what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, these are, in my opinion, my top 5 John Cena matches. So, like I said, man, go watch these matches, man. If you haven't, go watch them on the WWE Network. And if you can't, then watch clips of it on YouTube or highlights, because these matches, man, were really great. I'm probably going to make another video Saturday. I don't know. I might. Who knows? Maybe it might be why Chris Benoit can't be in the Hall of Fame. I don't know. I'll see y'all later.